Okay. All right, guys, I want to make this as quick as possible. First of all, what are your thoughts? I know a lot of you guys haven't experienced oil camp really at all. So just gut feelings first week. What do you think?
I'm loving it. I'm
Good.
already seeing people engaged that I haven't heard from in a long time.
Mm-hmm.
Gavin, let me get you some ice cream, Gavin.
I know, you're like,
I know.
That's a nasty tease. That's awesome. I'm happy about that. I've been excited too. We've got about 13 really active people on there right now, so that's pretty good. I did the point tracker today. That's not fun. Anyone wants to volunteer for that for the next
what are you doing? Stacey,
there's a
track of who's participating.
Yes, there's a point tracker that's
not doing Diamond Club. That's right up her alley.
Yeah. There's a point tracker. She said when you're not doing Diamond Club, this will be right up your alley.
Yeah, right now, honestly, I don't even find time to log on. Some days I get to Facebook at night and I try to blend through it, but.
And you probably have 500 notifications too, so yeah. There's a point tracker. It's a spreadsheet that kind of comes with everything. And I decided to wait and try to do a week all at one time. I don't think I'll do that again just because it can be a little overwhelming, especially if we have more than one camp rolling at the same time. It'll be something you'll probably have to do a couple days, do a chunk every couple days. But when I did that today, I saw that we've got about 13 for the most part that are being pretty consistent with it, which is a perfect size group. So that's a good thing. As we go we're actually going to open up registration today, technically, for our next one that's going to open up a little bit wider on the 17th. And so be thinking about who you invite for that one, or even ask the people that you've had included in this camp that might be your leaders to say, hey, I really saw it. Like I have Christine, who's my premier on my front line, and she already has her person that she knows she wants to plug into this for this next go round. So start thinking over the next day or so, either who you would want them to invite. Go ahead.
So I have a new builder. That's the girl that I went to New Hampshire to teach for.
Okay.
And we just enrolled 5 new people, and they're all interested. Before you said don't post it on your page, I did.
Okay. No, that's fine.
But then I deleted it, but I wrote down their names because now I already know. And I might do that again just so what are the ladies doing? So she wants all of her new team wants to participate. That's something that I want to. I don't know. I was just thinking about doing is putting new enrollments first, because I feel like when someone just enrolled, they are super excited.
Right.
They want to learn more, and again, we want to get them on LRP right away.
Right.
And then from that, start inviting people that are already enrolled but not on LRP. People for a refresher, they're already on LRP.
Right. And that's purely up to you as a leader to decide who you would want to be in. Yeah.
This one girl, Katie, since her whole entire team wants to participate, she wants to participate because she kind of wants to lead. And I get that. She wants to take charge of her team. And we love that. I love that. So is that a problem? If I invite, because she has 5 or 6 people wanting to do it plus herself.
What I truly foresee this time around is that we're going to need a Camp A and a Camp B, and I'm going to try to separate that a little bit towards Team Wagner and Team Crane also when we go through. What's going to be really, really important is doing, and that was kind of the next thing I wanted to mention, where I kind of had to be the rule person. We really have to have them register first and then do the Facebook event and add them on that way. The reason that process is important is because we see who actually wants to be a part of it. It makes it look nice. It makes it look official. And it all automatically will generate emails for them to remind them that this is coming. So that registration link that I can put up even probably tonight, if not first thing tomorrow morning, is really important to get them registered first, as opposed to just adding them to the event. It actually does some of our job for us, because if we can get them to register, we don't have to constantly be bugging them quite so much, because they're going to get those automatic emails. And if you want your 5 people or 6 people to be in this, if you want that chunk of people to be in this next round that'll start on the 17th, then that's fine. That's totally up to you. What the thing is that we have, I don't know, Heather, how many people do you have on your team?
1,680.
Okay. And Luisa's is the same, if not more.
Yeah. She and I are like 2 identical.
Yeah. The way this is technically supposed to be run, Jenna Henry, who created this, the brainchild around this is for really silvers and golds to be doing this with their specific legs. So that would be the goal, and not doing Camp A, Camp B, Camp C, and having to run 3 to 4 simultaneously. It would be for Brandon and Amy, you guys to be running it for your team, Danielle for you to be running it for your team, Marcella, and so on. And for Heather and Louisa, if you've got little straggler legs that aren't as large as some of our legs,
right,
to be kind of doing it individually. So one of the things that I'm going to be doing this week is, if you haven't checked, do you guys know about Post My Party? It's an auto poster. One of the things that I've tried doing this particular camp with something called Tiny Torch. It's also an auto poster, but it has some limitations that I don't think is going to benefit us as a group. To make this as easy as possible for us to eventually, I'm not saying that, I'm going to cut off and not, we're also going to do this as a group for a while. But eventually when we're ready, say Marcella, when you're done with Diamond Club and you're ready to start doing this for your team specifically, then through Post My Party, I can send you the entire template of everything, all of the posts, and then you can do a camp that will come from you instead of coming from me, and it'll be more personal for you, and you can even swap out videos and things like that. And of course, then you and I will work together, and I'll show you the spreadsheets and all that kind of stuff. But so Post My Party, it's like $10 a month, but I think it's got the ability to post in the comments, which Danielle, thank you for picking up on that on Saturday. So when we had a post that needed challenges in the comments, and I needed to do that manually because Tiny Torch doesn't do it. So Post My Party will do that for us also. So it'll really make it smooth and very automated. So the invites, Heather and Louisa and I have talked about how it's kind of been done in the past with a blanket invite to a group, and we feel like it can get too big too fast, and it'll be really, really difficult to manage. So we're going to try to keep it to more personal invites again this time around. And it makes it seem a little bit more exclusive. It makes it seem a little bit more special than, well, if we're just throwing this out to everyone on our team. So it gives it a little, like Marcella, as you're doing Diamond Club and you've got people enrolling, you can say, well, if you enroll, we've got this really special thing called Oil Camp, and you're going to get to go through it, and you can really kind of bump it up as something that's exclusive and fun, that's just for them. Where when you send out something just blanket on a team page, it kind of loses some of its oomph, I guess you could say.
It just gets lost in Facebook world, basically.
It can. And I think, it's a double-edged sword, because I think as we go through systematically and try to find people we think are going to be good for this, we're also probably going to overlook some people. Like we've said, we've had people engage that we never thought. I've had other people do other camps, and I was like, they signed up for that? Like, I would have never thought.
That was the whole thing. I was very surprised that some people, like this one lady, that had not ordered LRP since she enrolled to place her enrollment order, and then like 10 months later she gets on LRP and starts ordering monthly. Granted, she canceled already. I mean, but that lasted like 3 months. That's 3 months more than she would have. You know.
Exactly. Okay, so we want to try to.
I really do like the idea, Stacy, of personally inviting people because it reminds us to stay connected with people. And it honestly can provide like great opportunity to call someone up that has not ordered on LRP for a while and say, hey, we've missed you and we have this great thing going on. And so it's, you know, we just, when the teams start getting so big, sometimes you lose personal connection with people that you don't intend to, but it just happens. And I think that if we are going through and like intentionally, personally, okay, I'm looking at this leg and I need volume back in this leg again. So I'm going to start going person by person intentionally in this leg. And I'm going to call them, we're going to have conversations and, you know, re-engage them that way.
Heather, my question is, I normally only contact my personal enrollments. I do have a problem with random people contacting people they don't know.
Yeah.
So I personally always go to someone that enrolled that person and say,
yes. No, you're right. I don't ever contact a person. Okay. I go to their enrollment first and say, hey, let's work together and start to, you know, talk to these people. But so yeah, I should have prefaced it with that. It's not me going and calling.
Okay. Yeah, because I mean, my personal enrollment, I keep track of it, but I don't want to just reach them.
No, you're right. I go to their enrollers first.
Yeah, and the other thing too would be if this is if their enroller is an experienced user, you can always say, we can add you to the camp as an observer so you can see what your person is doing. So they are still in the loop. Also, you know, you don't necessarily want them to be a participant because again, it's going to get too big and there'll be almost too much conversation going on, but they can at least go through each day and see if their person is engaging or not. And it just keeps the connection going, that we're not leapfrogging anybody or anything like that either. I would also suggest when we, and Heather, you let me know what you think about this idea. I'm pretty passionate about trying to kind of keep teams together. So when the registrations start coming through this week, if it looks like we're going to have 2 camps, I'm going to try to lean one more towards Team Crane and one more towards Team Wagner, just because to keep the continuity. You know, when someone's on your page, they're going to see Louisa, but they may not necessarily see Marcella. You know what I mean?
Our goal in combining the 2 teams was just because we have such amazing leaders and our personalities work so well together. We wanted the video content coming from the 2. That doesn't necessarily mean we need everybody crisscrossed in the
right.
Brandon and Amy, what are you thinking about it? How are you enjoying it? What are your thoughts?
I think it's going pretty well. One of our Cindy Skaggs, she is lagging behind her 11-year-old. She's in Heidi's class, our daughter's class. She got kidney stones like the very first day of this, or like the night before we started or something, and she was sick, like crazy sick, and she was so excited. She was my first one to kind of, yes, I want to do this, I really want to get in there. And so then she said she's trying to play catch up and go back, and she said, I'm still trying to, like she said, I've watched the videos every day, I just may not have gotten a chance to comment on all of them yet, but she's staying up in there. It's just she was out of school for a week with crazy high fever, and they said, just deal with it at home. There's nothing we can do, you know, when they took her to the hospital or whatever. So, of course, she was oiling. We were kind of talking back and forth about that. But so I know she had a slow start kind of getting in. I think our others, it's a busy time. One of them is rural involved, both kids in sports, and they're out every night at the ball field. So I think she's lagging in some. And Miss Rita, again, there's all kinds of stuff going on at the church and daycare. So, but I think it's good because I can tell that they're at least watching them, even if they, you know, aren't getting crazy points for doing, you know, for commenting on everything. They're getting good knowledge, which is the goal for us, is what I wanted. So I think it's good.
Well, and I think for you guys too, you've never seen this before, and so for now that you guys have experienced it, you can say, hey, listen, it really only does take 15 to 20 minutes a day. The DIYs are crazy easy. Like, so now that I really felt like this go round, there were so many of our coaches who were participants as well. And so now that you guys have gotten your feet wet, you can really get excited about it and be something that you can tell your people, oh yeah, this is so much fun. And, you know, you'll love the videos and this, that, and the other. So I think that's a good thing. The only other thing I really wanted to mention, and it's going to be a little weird until you actually see it, but there is one other spreadsheet that shows how people have completed oil camp and where they've landed in points and all that kind of thing. And the way it breaks out is that if everyone looks at that at the end of it, that you'll see who you might need to reinvite, maybe who started out, you know, committed to it, but didn't actually finish. Reach out to them again to see if they want to go through it again, because it's something that you can definitely do, and have them go through again. And then also it shows what level prize they've earned. And then Heather, Louisa, you and I don't think we've talked about this fully. We've talked about it some as far as who's going to be in charge of the prizes. And again, the way Jenna has it laid out is that your silvers for the most part, and their team are kind of responsible for some of the prizes and getting those out. So there's actually what's the word I'm looking for? We can keep track of when they were sent out, like what the prize was and when it was sent out. And because you guys have access to that, because it's a Google Doc, we can all be like accountable to each other and say, oh, well, this person won, but you know, Danielle was a slacker and she hasn't sent out her prize yet.
So I want to throw this out. I don't know.
Danielle, just because she can't speak.
Nice. I have plenty of product to be able to, I don't know that I can cover everybody's prizes this time, but I am looking for ways to use some of my diamond buy-in, because I want to be able to write a lot of it off.
Right.
However, if you guys would like to help me in participating or in contributing to any shipping that I might incur. Okay. And I don't really know. I guess we just need to talk about what we want the prizes to be, because we had not decided that yet. But I would be more than happy to contribute to some of that stuff. So
yeah, and that'll just be stuff over the weekend. I mean, it's not great that it's Easter weekend when we'll be kind of wrapping that up, and I'll have to kind of hit everyone hard on Monday, both with the start of a new camp and wrapping up a second camp. But once we get a good pattern of this, I think it'll just be easier for us. So any other ideas, suggestions?
Questions, comments, concerns?
As Michaela just said, questions, comments, concerns?
Questions, comments, snide remarks.
The one that can't speak. We'll just speak for her.
What? I'm confused.
One suggestion that has come up that I wanted to run by you guys and just see what you thought is, in some other camps, there has been a suggested supply list that has been sent out prior to the start of camp. I have personally seen both reactions. The first of, oh, that's great, it's so helpful, or wait, this was supposed to be easy, why do I have to go out and buy a bunch of stuff?
That would be me.
What?
That would be me. What, I gotta buy something? I gotta go somewhere and do something? Yeah.
So it was just something I wanted to throw out there. Yeah, kind of. I'd prefer to wait and see if what we get back on the on what we get back on the surveys. Oh, there is a Google Doc survey that we'll send out. I think it goes out on Saturday. And I'll be interested to see what kind of feedback we actually get from the participants. Oh, there it is.
More.
Handy dandy little survey. And there's a place at the bottom where they can really kind of go to town and just write a paragraph and tell us what they think.
Kidding. No one's going to do that.
No.
I like how this thing is going to completely call some of us out.
Yeah.
Sarah ever just calls anybody out. Except for Marcela Florenco. Did you learn this? Nope.
So that will go out on Saturday, and that's also shareable, and it'll give us, supposedly it's going to give us all kinds of percentages and stuff like that as far as the people who participated. Oh, puppy alert.
Fancy grass.
Where'd he go?
Again.
There he is.
All right.
His birthday's Sunday.
So I'm wondering, I'm trying to remember if I set this call for 30 or 60 minutes. And if, I guess we'll know in 2.5 minutes if it just goes off.
You're done. Yeah. All right. Anything else? Anything else? Anything else?
Are we good? Did I stop recording?
Okay.
Ladies.
She asked a question, she said.
There's the chat.
And then
Oh, did anyone do the drawing for the Sweet 16 oils? Oh. Louisa was going to do those. Hang on.